Hello and welcome to another episode of the Good Boxing Podcast with your host Josh Saez, and I'm gonna jump right into this episode. Wow, Kell Brook versus Amir Khan finally is over, and what a spectacular performance by Special Kell Brook. In the beginning, you saw Amir Khan trying to do what Amir Khan does: use fast hands, use feints, dance around the ring. However, Amir Khan does what Amir Khan does. His feet weren't under him. Yes, his hand speed was fast, but Kell Brook took his time, walked Amir Khan down, cut the ring off effectively, and essentially got his timing down pretty quick. Literally in round one, I thought the fight was going to be over. He caught Amir Khan with a great jab and a good right hand, and Amir Khan was stumbling. Now, literally, this fight was rinse and repeat until the sixth round, where Amir Khan eventually got the fight waved off due to the fact that he wasn't answering. He was taking tremendous punishment. And honestly, there was no way the fight was going to turn around. Amir Khan never buzzed Kell Brook. Kell Brook never seemed to be really bothered by what Amir Khan was trying to do. Shout out to Amir Khan for a pretty good career. He had a good long run, tremendous amateur pedigree. He was in there with some of the best in the world at 147 pounds, 140, and even 135. However, at this juncture in his career, being away from the game for over 3 years, I had forgot that his last fight was with Greco. And unfortunately, it is what it is with Amir Khan. Flashy, really good hand speed, but like Andre Ward kept mentioning, and you know what? Andre Ward may have a little bit of a bias because he did leave Andre Ward's father figure, Virgil Hunter, his longtime trainer, and kind of insinuated that he needed a change. He wanted to go with Terrence Crawford, Bomac. He wanted to go and ride the Omaha train, the Bud Crawford train, to see if somehow deep down Bomac could unlock the true Amir Khan. And unfortunately, he didn't. No knock on Amir Khan. This was a tremendous event. Everybody I know was excited for the fight. The fight sold out tremendously fast. And I don't think there was another fight out there for Amir Khan. Everyone wanted to see the rivalry finally come to a close. And unfortunately, there really wasn't any drama. This was a one-sided fight, a beatdown, a walkdown. Amir Khan took tremendous punishment, and Kell Brook dished out a tremendous beatdown. I was kind of surprised so many people were picking Amir Khan, but if you look at the training videos, if you look at Amir Khan's highlight reels, the hand speed was still there. People thought maybe the timing would be there. Kell Brook didn't look that great against Terrence Crawford. Right. But if you really look at that fight, he fought Terrence Crawford pretty well for a few rounds. His timing was there. His boxing IQ was there. Unfortunately, he fought Terrence Crawford. They thought his chin wasn't able to hold up. They thought the weight cut would be a problem for Kell Brook because in this fight, Kell Brook looked like the physically more dominant man. And it ended up being the truth. Optically, he was bigger. In the ring, he actually was bigger. You saw the tremendous effect of his punches on Amir Khan, who I know people say has a glass chin, but Kell Brook was hitting him with some tremendous shots. I think it's time to call the career over for Amir Khan. Hopefully, he got a really big payday. And he had a tremendous career. Look, Amir Khan fought his ass off, all the talk, all the shit talk, all the build up. That's how you sell a fight. And yeah, Amir Khan didn't get to do what he wanted to do, but I just wish at the end of the day he would just say, "Hey, look, Kell Brook was the better man. I don't want to hear about how you don't have the fire anymore. You don't have this. You don't have that. Look, Kell Brook, even if you had the fire, was going to beat the dog shit out of you. I hate saying that, but no matter when you guys fought in your prime, out of your prime, next week he's going to beat you. aren't going to beat Kell Brook. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you really look at who beat Kell Brook, it's Errol Spence, Gennady Golovkin, and Terrence Crawford. No shame in that, right? But fight's over. Kell Brook got his dominant win, and I wonder if Kell Brook is going to keep fighting. I think he looked pretty good. He was taking the power of Amir Khan pretty well. I think 147 might be a tall task to make, and 154, I think a Charlo or Brian Castano maybe are a little too big for him, and I don't think he can, in my opinion, beat those guys. But if he wants to make money or maybe even fight one of the top guys on 154 to get another payday, I think Kell Brook still has a little bit left in the tank, in my opinion. I don't know if he could beat anyone at the top level at 147, but why not get Jaron in his boots with a Kell Brook? Why not get a Virgil Ortiz with a Kell Brook? Some of those guys, maybe that level, maybe a stepping stone for Kell Brook to kind of get another payday. And he may give those guys trouble. You never know. Special Kell looked pretty good out there. I wouldn't favor him to beat those guys, but against a Virgil Ortiz, I think he could potentially shock him. I wouldn't bet money on it, but Kell Brook is still a very good boxer with very good IQ. And I mean, there's really nothing much else to say. I can't believe Amir Khan went out the way he did. I knew he would eventually get stopped. That was my prediction, but I don't like making, I guess, certain rounds or TKO, KO. It's hard enough to pick win or loss in boxing and betting in general. But yeah, he got the job done, and congrats to Kell Brook. I enjoyed the fights Saturday, nice and early over here on the East Coast, and you get to enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know what you guys think. We're almost at 1K. We're at 920, 80 more, and we will hit the 1K mark. Thank you for supporting me on this journey. I know it's been ups and downs, but I'm back to posting content on a consistent basis. On Instagram, we're almost at 3,500. We're like 30 away, which to me is incredible. The rise has been astronomical in the last couple of days. Almost 125 followers in 5 days. Like, that's pretty insane. I also am on TikTok, same thing, Good Boxing Podcast. I just want to keep putting out clips, keep putting out content, and look, Spotify, Apple, whichever way you want to listen, I appreciate any support you give me, and I hope you have a great weekend.